What is going on, members of the Shy Guys squad? My name is Dan, otherwise known as Danekii, and welcome to the team builder video for the National Pokeball League Minors Division Season 4 Week 1 against the Portland Trail Blazikens and their coach, Muse the Best. Links will of course be in the description together with everybody else who's a part of the NPL, so be sure to check those guys out because they make some amazing content that I hope you guys will enjoy. Now I apologize for the little pebble sound in the background, it's just something I'm trying to work out right now, but we'll have to do with it as we can. So right now on your guys' screen should pop up Andrew's draft, which is a pretty weird one. I'd say it's more a weird one than a scary one, but it definitely has some issues on it that I'm worried about. And his draft consists of Tapu Fini, Latias with a Z Stone, or Z Crystal, not Stone, silly me, Mega Pinsir, Zygarde 10%, Silvally, Superior, Ditto, Magnezone, Wobbuffet, Linoon, and Pineco. What do I expect Andrew to bring to this game? I expect a Latias. I expect him to bring Mega Pinsir. I expect him to bring Zydago. I expect him to bring the Ditto because scouting and stuff. I expect the Magnezone, and I also expect the Wobbuffet. The thing I feel like he's gonna run some sort of trap dynamic to deal with my team this week. I'm not sure how I was gonna go around it, but I feel like he's going to run some dynamic that's just gonna be focused around trapping me in or something like that. So, how am I planning on dealing with this? Well, my first mon here is an Assault Vest and Mimikyu, which hopefully I don't have to rely on the Assault Vest too much. I want to try to use my disguise to the best of my ability. And my moveset is Play Rough, Shadow Sneak, Leech Life, and Shadow Claw. This deals with most of, if not everything, on Andrew's team pretty well. Leech Life also gives me access to Recovery, which I had the option of running another item with SD, but I decided on Leech Life with AV because it helps me take hits better from stuff like Magnezone, which is one of the biggest threats to my Mimikyu, and it also helps me deal better with Tapu Fini, deals better with Superior, with Leaf Storm and stuff like that. So I just kind of decided to go with my Assault Vest. Now I am almost max speed because that makes me outspeed a max speed Silvally, which is base 95, which leaves me around with 4 in each stat left, so 8 EV points, just kind of tossed into defense, and but I have to share my defenses. My next mon that I brought here today is Mega Manectric, my elemental hero Voltic, which in the future will be renamed to Plasma Weissman. I named him Voltic for this game because that's my original nickname for him, but then I changed it. So, the reason why I brought this today with this specific set: Volt Switch, Signal Beam, Hidden Power Ground, Thunderbolt. I hear you saying, why no HPS for Zygarde, because it kinda shuts you down, and you'd be right, but I also have other mons that are supposed to deal with Zygarde. So I have Volt Switch for momentum, Thunderbolt is also to be able to hit Tapu Fini, Mega Pinsir, Silvally in most types also hits, Ditto, no not Ditto, Wobbuffet. I mean if he has to go, if I have to resort to that, but I'll probably just Volt Switch into Greninja for that. Linoon and Pineco, like it's just strong stab. Hidden Power Ground is specifically for Ditto and Magnezone, because if Ditto switches in on Manectric, he will see that I have Volt Switch, Signal Beam, Hidden Power, question mark for him, probably thinking Ice, making him scared of bringing in Zygarde, and Thunderbolt, but I will have Ground to be able to hit both the Ditto and the Magnezone, which is a huge threat to my Manectric. Now I could have run Flamethrower, Overheat, or anything like that, but I don't. Flamethrower didn't knock out Magnezone, and Overheat lowers my special attack, which would leave me very open to setup. So I decided against that. Signal Beam is to be able to deal with Superior and Latias to a certain extent, as well as Wobbuffet if it's weak and within range. So that is my Manectric this week, called Plasma Weissman. Of course, this will not be the nickname you guys see in the game because the matches already happened actually by the time I'm doing this team build. I'm doing it a bit late. The next mon I'm bringing is Greninja, which is Expert Belted with Toxic Spikes and regular spikes with Ice Beam and Gunk Shot. Ice Beam and Gunk Shot allows me to hit most if not everything on Andrew's team for either neutral or super effective. Being Tapu Fini, I can hit with Gunk Shot, Latias with Ice Beam, same with Mega Pinsir, same with Zydago, Savali, all depends on type. Superior, I can hit with Ice Beam and Gunk Shot. Ditto, I can hit with Gunk Shot. Magnezone is the only thing that like forced me to switch out, but I have switch ins to it. Wobbuffet can't really touch me back as long as I spam Ice Beam. Linoon I can hit with both Ice Beam and Gunk Shot, and Pineco I can hit with anything I want really. So Greninja just has good coverage all along. I have 200 speed invested to outspeed Zygarde 50 or Zygarde 10%, which is his fastest Pokemon. I have 180 in special attack, which made sure that I Gunk Shot to KO'd a max HP Tapu Fini, if I remember my calc correctly. And then I have 72 defense, which allows me to live a defensive Moonblast, I believe it was. I don't exactly remember all my calcs at the top of my head, so I'm really sorry about this, poor team builder. I'll be sure to do the next one faster, so like while my team is fresh in my memory. But yes, that is Greninja this week, my Elemental or Shadow Mist. Next up, I got the Ancient Gear Golem, owned by Professor Growler. A mixed defensive Celesteela with Heavy Slam, Leech Seed, Earthquake, and Protect. Another case of I can hit my opponent for neutral or super effective on everything he has. Because Heavy Slam for Tapu Fini, for Latias, for Pinsir, Zygarde, Silvally depending on type, Superior. Ditto of course is something that will just be a Leech Seed War. Magnezone I can Earthquake, and I can also take a Thunderbolt from a Specs Magnezone, I think it was. Or no, it was Modest Scarf I can take, but not Timid, or not Modest Specs. I can take Timid Specs, but not Modest. Wobbuffet I can Leech Seed, and then he can do whatever, try to do what he must with the Encore shenanigans if he does bring that. Linoon I have Heavy Slam and Earthquake for, and Pineco I can do whatever, like Leech Seed and then kill it. So, there's that. I have Virizion next, which is Cobra Berry. With 24 HP, it allows me to take a quick attack after rocks from Mega Pinsir, and then I can retaliate with a Stone Edge, which will OHKO. I have Leaf Blade, Close Combat, and Swords Dance as well, because that coverage deals with his entire team, which is fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to using my Woodsman this week. Very simple, very easy off the bat. It is set to outspeed Mega Pinsir, so it forces him to go for quick attack. And last but not least, we have my Winged Karibo, which is Stealth Rock, U-Turn, Psychic, and Flamethrower. I bet you're looking at this thinking, why are you timid with 52 attack? Couldn't you be another nature? No, because that puts me in range of being killed by a bunch of stuff, depending on which defense I lower. And with 52 attack, timid, I can 2-hit KO a Latias, but that is offensive, so I can scout out what type of Latias it is based upon how much I do. So if I do somewhere between 42 to 50, I know he's offensive. If I do like closer to like 35, I suppose, I know he's more defensive, and I can calc my way around what type of Latias he is. I also have Psychic and Flamethrower, because Psychic deals with most of his team, like mentioned earlier, and Flamethrower is supposed to be there to deal with the things that Psychic doesn't. And I hit a lot of his team for super effective, like Pineco I can hit with Flamethrower, Wobbuffet I can hit with U-Turn, Magnezone I can hit with Flamethrower, Ditto I can hit with U-Turn, Superior I can hit with U-Turn or Flamethrower, Silvally of course depends on type, Mega Pinsir is burned I think to a crisp, Latias like I mentioned 50% due to the Expert Bell U-Turn, and Tapu Fini and stuff. Tapu Fini I can just Psychic, but I hit a lot of his team either neutral or super effective, so I found my kind of like niche around his team. So hopefully I can put this into or should I say, hopefully I can play this team correctly so we can scoop up our week 1 W and get a nice head start on the National Pokeball League, because we want to see if we can push ourselves to the playoffs and potentially make majors next season, because that would be the dream. But if you guys enjoyed this team builder, be sure to leave a like, and of course comment down below, let me know what you thought of the team itself. And then I will see you guys tomorrow for the battle, so hope you guys are excited for that. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys tomorrow against Andrew. See you then. What is going on, members of the Shy Guy Squad? My name is Dan, otherwise known as Danekii, and welcome to a belated Week 1 of the National Pokeball League Minors Division, Season 4, Week 1 against the Portland Trail Blazikens. Now, I want to apologize about this fucking pebble in the background. I'm gonna try to get that checked out over the next couple days, see if I can get it to go away. But worst case scenario, it's gonna be stuck here with us for the rest of the season, which I apologize for, but that's just how it goes. So, hopefully, if I was smart, I added in the team builder portion of this in the beginning of the video, but if I did not, my team this week, just gonna run over it very simply. As you can see in front of you, I have a Mimikyu, which was Assault Vested. I have Manectric with Hidden Power Ground, Spike Stack, Greninja, Defensive Celesteela, SD, Virizion, and a Sash Azelf. So, as you can see, Andrew has brought his team of Magnezone, Wobbuffet, so he's already starting to run some kind of trap stall maybe. With Pineco, which is level 5, which I honestly don't I'm a bit hesitant toward that. Like, you'll see as we go into the battle, but I don't think, in my personal opinion at least, I don't think level 5 or level 1 strategies should be allowed, but I mean, that's my opinion. He brought Zygarde 10%, Latias, and a Silvally of a questionable type that we do not know. So without further ado, I'm gonna put this on normal, and then we're gonna go into this. So we're gonna click play, and he's gonna lead off with the Pineco, as I lead off with Mimikyu, which is a bit of a misplay. I probably should have led off with Celesteela to go for Leaf Seed and stuff like that, but he is going to go for the Stealth Rock. I'm gonna go for another Shadow Sneak, just wearing him down to Sturdy, as he goes for Pain Split. And I'm like, okay, so we're gonna be playing this game, because I knock him down again. He clicks Spikes this time, so now he's at 1%, which means he's gonna be swapping out naturally. He doesn't want this thing back. And Blaze the Trail Cat is a Silvally normal, which means that item this thing has, I'm not sure. I clicked Leech Life here, which was a really bad play on my part, as he goes for the Flame Charge. Now what this means, of course, he's going to be faster. This is going to be a bit tricky for me to take down as my Disguise pops, but he shows that he's mainly special, and he's Life Orb, which is kind of important for us to know. So now he has 3 hits left in him. I'm going to swap out into my Ancient Gear Golem, or as they say in the anime, Ancient Gear Golem. And he goes for another Flame Charge, predicting that perfectly, as Mimikyu would have gone down to that. So I'm going to click Protect here just to scout what he does, as he clicks Ice Beam, seeing as that is the best move he has to hit me with. I know Celesteela can be quite a pain in his backbone. That Ice Beam did 30% though, which is kind of like sucks a bit, but I take him down with a Heavy Slam, which is good. So he sends in 3-point Zone, which is Air Balloon. That's a bit of an issue. Now, I know, if he is not modest specs, I can live a Volt Switch. And I do, finding out he is either modest Scarf or timid specs. I don't remember exactly which one it was. But with Nicholas Batum coming in here, I love Trap. I love Trap Stall. I was for a very long time debating bringing Shed Shell for Celesteela to be able to move freely around this, but I decided to go with Leftovers, and in the long run that might have been the better idea, because I'm managing to keeping my Celesteela alive through all this stall. But I clicked Protect here again, because if I got the Protect I would have been able to live this Volt Switch again, and then the process would have repeated. But now he goes into Lillard, the Pineco, as I go into my Aibo, the Azelf. I've been watching GX for the last couple days since I've been at my sister's house without internet, so Winkaribo goes for U-turn, taking the KO on the little guy. So he goes into Latias. This made me think. The reason, I'm gonna explain here what happened. So I knocked out his Pineco, and then I went for the U-turn, swapping into Greninja. Now the reason why I did that is I wanted to find out what his answer to Greninja was, and that is why I swapped out into Virizion, because I expected him to swap, because I was thinking maybe he was Choice Scarf, and then worst case scenario was going to drop a Draco. Without Pinsir, my Woodsman wasn't as important, so I kind of thought this thing was Scarf to begin with, and that's why I swapped out into my Virizion. But with that being said, he does swap out here, which makes me keep that suspicion going, as I set up a Swords Dance here in front of Nicholas Batum as he goes for an Encore. I'm okay with this. I am pretty okay with this as he goes back into Ed Davis. I get my second Swords Dance up and go into Mimikyu, sacking that up, so that is a KO for the Pineco, which makes me upset. But he reveals the Reflect type, and knowing that he is Reflect type, now, if I include it in my team builder portion, because this is one of the few things from my team that I remember very specifically, I set up my rocks here, but the thing is, if I can gauge his set here, because a non-invested Latias takes 50% minimum from a U-turn from my timid 52 attack expert belted Azelf. So if he takes 50, I know how invested he is, and I can gauge throughout, like, if it doesn't do, I can see how much invested he is, and from there I can kind of figure out how to play around it. So he's gonna go for the Calm Mind, which I'm like, oh boy, don't let this thing set up. So I go for U-turn, figuring out it does 36. I know he has some HP, some defense, not exactly sure how much. I was trying to work around that. I know it's not max invested, but it's quite invested. It's like in the middle there somewhere. And I'm gonna go into my Elemental Hero Woodsman, because I'm not sure like what his offensive move is. Is it a psychic move? Is it Dragon Stab? I would expect it, but I go for Stone Edge here and it doesn't do much. So he goes for Reflect types. Now he's a Grass and Fighting type, meaning I can close combat this thing. And worst case scenario, I can find out what his only offensive move is. So I'm gonna keep clicking Close Combat, and he Calm Mind the second time, so he was slower than me, and he clicked Calm Mind. This meant I was able to knock him out this time, and there goes the what's it called? So I click Swords Dance here on the Wobbuffet again, because worst case scenario for me, he clicks Encore. What happens if he clicks Encore? I click another Swords Dance, and right where we left off, he swaps into Zygarde, and I swap out into something, coming back into this thing. He swaps into Magnezone. Once again, I make a swap and then come back into this thing. So regardless of the play, I should just click Swords Dance here, and I did. And he clicked Counter, so we know he's got that idea. Now I make a bit of a misplay here by attacking. I should not have attacked here, and here's why. He's going to click Counter, knocking me out. I just lost my win con. My win con for this game was keeping Virizion alive, and I went ahead and sacked it off. If I clicked SD again, I think I won. I'm pretty sure I won. But because I chose to click Leaf Blade, he knocked me out, which is very unfortunate. And I'm gonna go into Greninja. Mirror Coat, of course, can't hit me. So I'm just going to click Ice Beam again, since I didn't have Dark Pulse on this. In comes the Magnezone, which I'm going to swap out, because I don't want to stay in here. I go into my Voltic, hoping that he would click an Electric move, because I have a Lightning Rod, but he goes for the Substitute. My set is Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ground, and I don't even remember what is my last move on this set. I should not have. I think I had to Mega Evolve here actually. But he goes into Brandon Roy. And I am going to go out into Wing Karibo, because it is my most expendable mod at this point, as he clicks Coil. That's not good, because he... Now, I know his team, because he sent me it after. He's max HP, or no, he's not max HP. He's max attack, max speed, Jolly. So of course there's a potential speed tie, but I wasn't max speed because I don't risk speed ties because I always lose those. And he was Chesto Berry with Rest. You'll see he has Rest, like his set was Rest, Extreme Speed, Sleep Talk, and a Chesto Berry. I'm pretty sure that was what it was. I can confirm that with you guys here in a moment. Let me just find that for you guys real quick. Like, where the hell is he? It's not that long since I talked to him. Hold on. I'm sorry about this. And of course it finds me the wrong person. There he is. Let's see, yeah. No, Coil, E-Speed, 1000 Arrows, Rest with a Chesto Berry. My bad. So that was his set. Now, he knocks out myself. I have to go into Greninja here, which 27%. extreme speed. That's unfortunate. And I have HP ground, not HP isomimetric. I'm at 22%, he's at neutral with extreme speed, and that knocks me out. So, unfortunately for us, we're gonna take a 1-0, or not, 1-0, what am I saying? 2-0 loss to the Portland Trail Blazikens, which in the last season, we beat 5-0 for a chance to get into the playoffs, which was a very long and hard-fought battle where I had no room for errors. This is the first game of the season. We can definitely bounce back from this. Next week we will be taking on Tone, a good friend of mine, coach of the main Red Claw Itzers, so be sure to check out for that on time on Thursday. And with that being said, I will see all of you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Before I wrap up, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters that you see on screen right now, helping me with my goals and also with future problems. With that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.